it people say they want to change, but they don't actually want to change. And what I mean by that is like, yes, people want to eat healthier, but when you are used to eating Doritos and and someone's trying to get you to switch to kale chips, that's too far of a jump, right?
Yes.
You got to make a better Dorito. You can't just make them shift over to kale chips. And then on top of that, kale chips are much more expensive. And so when somebody's used to paying $3.99 for a big bag, and then you're like, these kale chips are going to be one third the size at triple the cost. It's just like it's very hard to convert people over. And so this is what I learned was really price and taste drive most things in the consumer products world. And if yes, you can have a better product, and you could usually charge a premium for a product with functional benefits, but it has to taste good. Like that was the thing with Olipop when I first caught wind of it. I was like, oh my god, high fiber, low sugar root beer. Like the world needs that, but it's got to taste good. If it tasted too botanically and healthy, like you're never gonna get the soda drinkers to move over, right? Because people drink soda because it tastes good, right? They ain't drinking it
Right.
for health reasons.
Mhm.
B. Yo, Brian, man. Good to see you this summer, bruh.
Man, I feel like it's been a while.
Yo, been around the world and we bruh.
I
What
don't
is
know it.
up?
I don't know why.
Why you go away? Hey, B. How you doing, man?
Man, it's been a great couple months, man. I missed doing the podcast. We took a little break so we can, finish up the book, set up a new studio and everything like that. So it's been good, but doing a lot of traveling. Just finally closed on my second business outside of here.
Word.
Blessed, but everything's good, man. I'm feeling blessed, man. So life is good. What about you, man? What's new in your world?
Editing the book. So I'm excited, man. The book is coming
Mhm.
along super fresh. I've had some good reflection time as well, like doing some resetting on some speaking gigs. I've been doing some facilitation work with some nonprofits, especially this nonprofit bereavement, man. So things have been like,
Mhm.
"Ugh."
Good for
And
you,
guess
man.
what? I've been taking more time off, bro. I've been seeing some shows. About to go see
Good for you.
yeah, bro. I'm about to go see the Marleys on freaking no, I'm gonna see Damian Marley on the 29th, bro. So I'm gonna be chilling.
Nice,
Yeah. So man,
nice.
listen, summer's good. I'm excited for the people, and I'm excited to do this bonus episode, bro, because we
Yeah.
have a special guest today. And for the people that are watching, thank you for joining us. This is the More Than Black or White Health Podcast. We're here about health, hustle, and higher learning, man. Here to help you be an advocate for your highest self, whether that's health, that's finances, that's entrepreneurship, that's a relationship. What we talk about is about your health, and that's many different facets. And one of the things, if you've been following this podcast, if you're new to it, welcome. If you've been following us, we talk about gut health. That's when Brian gets all giggly, he gets
Yeah,
all
no.
excited, and look, look at how excited. So listen, so check this out, right? We got a story to tell. So Brian and I both have a background at Lifetime, and one of the members was telling us about. He knows he heard the podcast. He was like, "You guys would love this product, Olipop." And we're like, all right, what's this thing about? So this kind of led Brian and I into this path of like, what are some of these things that are out here that are available to us that are things that we would usually see as like, oh, this is a sugary drink or this is fun. I'm gonna
Mhm.
have a soda. What are some of the
Mhm.
things that are out here now that are beneficial to us that come in a package that has long been thought of to be something detrimental or something bad for our health? So, B, you want to talk a little bit about the story about how we come into this special guest today, man?
Yeah, so we, I don't want to drop any names on here, but the parents of our guests go to the gym and are at Lifetime, and he's like, "Oh, my son works for Olipop, the prebiotic." I'm like, "No shit." I'm like, I didn't know too much about it. I did my research. I was like, "Wow." I was like, "All right, this is legit. This is good stuff." So we've been kind of going back and forth, and we finally got Steven on here. We came up with a time, and Steve's part of the marketing group over at Olipop, and they're just blowing up. They're I've seen them all over the place. Everywhere I travel, like I'm out in California, I'm in, like the Kansas, I'm in Florida, and I see them. Every time I see them, I always think of the family. It's the first thing that pops in my head. I always think of the family, and I'm like, oh, it's so cool. But
Yeah.
man, it's delicious. It's I love it. And yeah, I'm just blessed to have Steven on the show to drop some knowledge, tell us a little about the history and the beginnings of Olipop, where it's going in the future, and let's see what we got.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, so listen, without any further ado, Steven, welcome to the podcast, bruh. Welcome, my guy. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, man.
I like that. That was a good energy in that intro right there.
Yeah. Yo, that's how we do, man. And listen, guy, I wanna really, Steven, thank you, brother. I know you got a lot of stuff happening, you got a lot of things going on. So for you to take this time, man, we really appreciate it.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
We know we got some busy guys here, so we all had long days. So we want to get to the part of it. And Steven, man, like we just found out, man, we're associated in a lot of ways, man, from our backgrounds and where we come from, where we work, right? And can you talk to the people, tell the people a little bit about yourself, man, and how you got to Olipop, but actually even before that, man, tell us these things. A favorite movie of yours that makes you laugh, your power animal, and how you knew Olipop was the place you were going to work, bro. He wasn't expecting that. I had to throw out the energy.
I know. I'm gonna go off my gut, and I don't want to overthink the answer. So I gotta go like Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore. I'm an Adam Sandler super fan. I'm just gonna like play this up a little bit, but I had the kind of the dream of a lifetime. I got an email a year ago asking if we wanted to meet with his team about being a partner in Happy Gilmore 2. And we pulled it off. And so we're filming this, recording this late July. The movie actually comes out this week. And we're like a major part of the movie, which is pretty iconic because of how much Coke and Pepsi were in the first one. And I just think it's a pretty interesting changing of the guard that they came to us for this second movie 30 years later. So anyway, I'll say that's my favorite movie, Happy Gilmore 1. And then it's a hilarious question on the animal front. I feel like I don't have a really good succinct answer for that. I wish I had a better answer. Like I would say a bear comes to mind, but I don't have a good reason for why. But I'm kind of jealous that bears get to sleep for 6 months a year. I feel like that's kind of cool. It would be like whenever Olipop comes to a conclusion. I'm 7 years in right now, and it's been a lot. And the thought of sleeping for 6 months sounds pretty nice.
Nice.
And then why Olipop? Like I very succinctly, like I was a fat kid. I have a sweet tooth. Like I was literally a very fat child. And I, had a growth spurt, learned about nutrition, got super into nutrition ultimately. And I actually got into investing. So I was at a venture capital firm for 3 years, investing in like healthy consumer products. And I became really obsessed with the better for you versions of these junk food brands. Or like I would say nostalgic products that were being reinvented in a better for you fashion with functional ingredients, low sugar, what have you. And I had been pitched a lot of these products in a lot of different beverages specifically, but no one was specifically going after soda. And so when I met the two guys starting Olipop, they had this pitch for like a gut-friendly soda that swapped fiber for sugar. So 9 grams of fiber, less than 5 grams of sugar versus traditional soda has no fiber, 40 grams of sugar, but it actually tasted like root beer. And I just I needed that product to exist personally. And I thought more people also would want it. And so I ended up joining as the first employee 7 years ago. But it was just a product that I wanted. And I knew how to help bring products into the world from my past experience. And so I kind of saw the vision and got on board. And it's been 7 years. Kind of crazy to say that out loud.
The first employee? That's awesome.
First employee, yep.
That's very cool.
So that says a lot, right? That says a lot because
actually, if anyone's never seen it, I have a phone case. It looks like
yeah. And the cream soda is super good too, dude.
Yeah, cream soda is good.
Super good. Oh my gosh. And I just as a side note, please go try this. I was skeptical of trying the grape soda because I never liked grape soda. And I was like, this is freaking good.
The grape is amazing. I think it's one of the best I think it's one of the best canned beverages in America right now.
Seriously,
It's such a good product.
seriously, and I got
What's your top three selling right now?
Uh, Number one is crisp apple. Our apple flavor is so good, and there's really nothing like it. There's not like a sparkling apple soda on the market,
Mhm.
and a lot of people grew up on apple juice and Martinelli's specifically.
yes.
If you're on the East Coast, and I think it tastes bang on like a Martinelli's. And then grape is up there. Root beer and cream are usually up there. Kind of depends on where you look in the country because it
Yeah.
moves around based on geographies.
Hmm.
Um, and then like cherry cola does quite well in the South. So, but those are kind of the top couple sellers.
Dude,
That's
that's
awesome.
crazy. I saw it
We
at
have 19
Costco.
flavors. We've kind of mapped all the traditional sodas almost at this point. We launched our
Mhm.
take on a Mountain Dew last year, which I think is quite good as well. We've got our
Yeah.
own take on a Dr. Pepper. Um, and we've got some fun stuff we're working on for next year that are a little bit more out of the box. But
Mhm.
for now, we're mostly in like the core soda lanes.
Very.
Hey Steven, I want to come back to something I heard you say, which I thought was fascinating because I think it relates to something that Brian and I experienced when we were younger. You said when you were younger, you were chubby, right? Or you were fat. I forget what you said. I think it's chubby, but
But I was fat.
I,
I was definitely
okay,
fat.
okay, yeah, all right. Me too. I was like fat with like the shorts hitched up in the crotch, like because my legs were freaking rubbing together so much and shit. But like what I think was interesting was you when you said that and you taught yourself about nutrition. So when you were on that journey to like the transition into more health, like after you were like getting yourself better, like what was that? Like what were some of the things you learned that helped turn things around for you as you were coming through?
Like by far and away, understanding nutrition fact panels and reading ingredients. Like it
Okay.
still blows my mind. And again, I'd say I got into this. I'm 34 now. I probably got really into like I moved to San Francisco when I was 23 and I met like hippies and vegans and all these people for the first time that I'd never met growing up in New Jersey and going to school in Pennsylvania. And I remember specifically I got into this office and I was also working at a venture capital firm that was investing in products like this. So like I kind of had to learn about better for you products through that. But I remember there was a girl in our office and like the first day I was in there, I was in the kitchen and she was like, "Oh, I can't eat that bar. It has whatever ingredient was in it." I don't remember what it was at the time, but I just remember being like, you know what that means? Like, you know what that ingredient is? And now, 10 years later, I'm the person educating people about the difference between erythritol and monk fruit and stevia on the sweetener side and different types of oils that can be in products and why, avocado oil or beef tallow is so much better for you than rapeseed or any of the over processed seed oils. And so you learn by looking at the nutrition facts panel. Obviously, there's like certain things to pick up on there and understanding what high and low amounts of carbohydrates, fiber, sugar, fat are, but that's a little misleading because there's good and bad types of each of those. And so you need to be able to like double click in and understand what those ingredients are that are driving those macros for it to really be useful. But that to me was by far the where my knowledge it started to really help me out was understanding that stuff.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of companies they try to trick you, as you know, like oh, it's sugar free. Then you look at it like aspartame in there and all this other
I mean the whole
artificial
gluten
sweeteners. You're
free
like,
the whole gluten free movement was, I
yeah,
mean, not that this is a little bit salacious, but like plant based was a hoax. I mean, not from an
yeah,
environmental perspective. I'm not commenting on that at all, but like plant based meat was just franken food. And it was super overprocessed. They were blasting seed oils
yeah.
into other chemicals, basically. And yes, better for the environment, but way worse for our bodies. And so there's so many of these. They're scams. I mean, I live in this world, and I know all the people behind the brands, and there's so many people just riding trends. And you've got protein right now; it's like absolutely crazy. Like again, yes, protein's important, but like, do you need it in every single food item you eat, from pasta sauces to there's like protein soda coming out of it. I just think there's an overproliferation of it, and people need to be focusing on whole foods and not trying to jam processed protein into every single thing they eat throughout the day. So that's like something that's bothering me currently. But
Yeah. Yeah, people are not educated. They think protein's protein, carbs are carbs, fiber's fiber. It's like, there's not educated. But you're right, though. I saw like protein soda. I'm like, I don't know about all that.
Well,
yeah, I don't either.
I mean, if it's feeding a buzzword, right? And I think
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why I appreciate that we're doing this, because I think more people need to hear about, like, hey, these are hoaxes because they see it. If you think about, even Steven, what part of your job is, I heard you say you go and educate, right? And most people have no idea what it is. And Brian, you and I talk about the distractions, like people are constantly distracted. So for them, where am I going to get? Where's the quickest place for me to get this protein? Because they don't know that they have no idea to educate themselves in that way. That's one of the reasons why I want to ask you, Steven, because like going from that transition, I think people that make that transition from the fat to fit, they have to teach themselves certain things to be able to stay in that space where their body can stay healthy.
You want one other one that's been a life changer for me, and it's so simple, but I used to hate walking so much. And I remember like when my mom would take us to the mall or something, if we had to park far away, I'd be like so annoyed, and I completely swung the other way. And like anybody who knows me knows I say every step counts. I strive for 10,000 steps a day. I'm fortunate that my life is a lot of phone calls and Zoom meetings where I can actually take them walking around. And it's even when we go anywhere, my fiance and I now, like, I love to park in the back of a parking lot because that's an extra, could be just an extra 100 or 200 steps, but like it's a frame of mind is really what it is. And it's like you don't have to be annoyed about having to walk, or if like you can't find a parking spot when you're going somewhere, and you just like park a couple streets over and walk a little further. It's fine. It's good for you. That framing has like changed my life, to be honest. And I try to share it with people because it's something that's pretty simple to wrap your arms around. And like walking is like technically the easiest thing that most of us can do to improve our health. And so I used to be so obsessed with like doing workout classes every day, blah, blah. I'm like, I do a couple good workout classes a week, and I try to walk 10,000 steps every day, and it's the healthiest I've ever felt in my life. So,
And it
people hate
nothing.
walking, man. Yeah, it's funny. Like, just working at Lifetime, you see people driving around the parking lot trying to look for a parking spot. They don't want to park all the way in the back. Like they come there to work
example.
out.
Great example. Park in
I'll
the
walk
back.
in, get a workout in. I'll walk back out, and the person will still be driving around trying to find that spot.
Go to a sporting event.
Like, I don't see results.
Right.
You go to a sporting event, like you don't have to park right next to the stadium. Get some extra steps.
Yeah.
Walk it, man. Walk it. Yeah, listen, that's the key thing.
Water, walking, and limiting alcohol, right? It's like that. Those are the easiest. The mindless beers that used to be a thing earlier in my life too. I'm like, nah, special occasion. If there's a reason, great, but I don't need to Tuesday night sitting watching something. No, don't need 2 or 3 glasses of wine. I respect it if people need to do that to wind down. That's great. It was messing with my sleep all the time, and then it's like a cycle, right, where you like need to wine to fall asleep, and then I had to cut that.
Paul and I were talking about this. Like as we get older too, like I have a glass of wine or 2 glasses of wine if we go out, which I rarely drink anymore, but like unless I'm on vacation. But I fucks up my sleep. Like I wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, bink. I'm like, and I can't fall back to sleep. Yeah, it's just horrible. It just affects my body. It definitely affects me more as I get older.
These are another. I have a lot of access to lots of products, and I'm like in this ecosystem. But these are flavorless, tasteless hydration drops. They've got electrolytes and trace minerals. Bring them anywhere. You can fly with them, and it adds electrolytes to any beverage. You can put it in coffee, water, juice, beer, soda. And I am a firm believer in electrolytes and what they do for the body as well. And just
did I see energy on that? Oh yeah, definitely.
They have a bunch of different types of them. They've got an energy one, they've got a digestion one. This one has a little bit of caffeine in it, so 1 pinch of it adds 30 milligrams of caffeine. So it's also nice in the middle of the afternoon if you just want a little pick me up. You don't want a whole cup of coffee. You don't want a whole Celsius or whatever. I am on the board. Full disclosure, I'm heavily involved with that brand, but I only get involved with businesses that I actually use either daily or weekly, and where I can actually help out. That's sort of my role. But
a lot of people don't get enough electrolytes in their body, man. People drink a lot. One interesting thing about water, when I was studying water, is like back in the days, like people drink a lot of water. When people drink a lot of water, it doesn't mean you're getting hydrated. You have to have those electrolytes to push that water into the cells. and people don't realize that because they're eating shit food all day that lack electrolytes and other types of things. So it's important to get the electrolytes in there to flush that
Right.
water into the cells. Otherwise, it just stays on the outside of the cells.
Man,
But
I'm digging this conversation. You two are killing it right now. I love it, bro.
yeah, you better step up your game, Paul.
Listen,
like
I'm observing this. This is great. I need to step up. I'm gonna keep it to myself.
walking a grocery store with someone who doesn't know that much and like
Yeah.
pointing out things and showing the differences, and it's I love to do it. It's actually really
Yeah,
fun. I'm on my parents about it. They've got these like coffee creamers that are like 5 grams of sugar per serving, and they've got all the seed oils in. I'm like, you guys can't be having this stuff anymore. It's like
yeah,
you think, oh, it's just a coffee creamer. I just throw a little bit in my coffee. Like every day, throwing an extra 5 grams of added sugar in your coffee, like
yeah,
don't need it.
Dude, I
Don't
can
need
see
yeah,
your parents like hearing your voice as soon as they hit the use the
yeah,
creamer. They're like, "Damn it, Steven. I'm not
But
feeling
once you
ready."
get
So
older, you realize how many people just buy whatever's at Costco. And like, I love Costco.
yeah,
Costco's great, but
yeah,
they're not. That ain't a beacon of health and
yeah,
wellness over there.
right,
yeah,
They're
dude.
pushing
It's
products that
really
they
true.
can move margin on. So
yeah,
Exactly. Well, I think this is important, and you and Brian are very big on this. Is like reading the labels, right? And even in a place like Costco, like I was digging when I saw Olipop in Costco. I was like, oh no! But it's
Mhm.
wild because like you have to really be discerning when you go into Costco because it's like again, everything is like mass, right? And it's like, oh my goodness, this is a great price. The unit price is
Mhm.
this, but like you don't need 10 of them, right? Like so, and then the processing of a lot of the food is crazy, man. I wanna come to something that I heard you say several times, Stephen, is basically the gist of this is something that I would want, right? And when you were talking about that with the energy supplement with Olipop, and you were even talking about when you were I think it was the better for you when you were doing that with finances. Like what were some of the things that you specifically look for in a product? Yeah, I'll start with that. And I have a follow-up question.
yeah,
But what are some of the
it's a
things
good
that you look for?
question. And I learned this in the investing world. It people are people say they want to change, but they don't actually want to change. And what I mean by that is like, yes, people want to eat healthier, but when you are used to eating Doritos and like are and someone's trying to get you to switch to kale chips, that's too far of a jump, right?
Yes.
You got to make a better Dorito. You can't just make them shift over to kale chips. And then on top of that, kale chips are much more expensive. And so when somebody's used to paying 3.99 for a big bag, and then you're like, these kale chips are going to be 1/3 the size at triple the cost. It's just like it's very hard to convert people over. And so this is what I learned was really price and taste drive most things in the consumer products world. And if yes, you can have a better product, and you could usually charge a premium for a product with functional benefits, but it has to taste good. Like that was the thing with
Mm.
Olipop when I first caught wind of it. I was like, oh my god, high fiber, low sugar root beer. Like the world needs that, but it's got to taste good. If it tasted too botanically and healthy, like you're never going to get the soda drinkers to move over, right? Because people drink soda
Right.
because it tastes good, right? They ain't drinking it
Right.
for health reasons. And
right. Right.
so,
Right.
um, there's been these better for you versions of like almost every junk food category. You've seen protein ice cream kind of explode in the last couple of years. There's been high fiber candy that's having a moment. And there's been, protein and veggie infused pizza crust, everything. And the brands that have really taken off and like won in those categories are the ones that just tasted the best and were able
Yeah.
to like protein stuff because masking the taste of protein and the chalkiness is tricky. And so that was really apparent for me really quickly once you started kind of working on these brands.
It's almost like they're like almost like children, right? Like if it tastes bad, it's like I'm not eating my vegetables. They got to have
Of
something sweet
course.
in it. You know,
Yeah, kids are the
it,
ultimate tests for these, and honestly, the brands that blow up are often because they're kid
yeah,
friendly and taste good, which is a tough
yeah.
Mm.
needle to thread. But
Yeah, Paul and I have done a lot of coaching, like nutrition coaching. People are like, I want to change. I want to change. I'm like, you got to take this out. You have to take this out. You have to put some stuff in. They just don't want to do it. Like whatever that block is, they just don't want to do it. And
what are
but
your
it's
guys like? Kind of some of your biggest recos with clients? Like, what kind of are the simple swaps you try to? That's what we really try to be. Is like, yes, we've done really well with the Whole Foods moms and like that kind of wellness consumer, but where we've really, I'd be surprised ourselves is how well we've done at Walmart and Costco and these retailers like Publix down in Florida, where they're a real soda drinking crowd, and we've been able to kind of help people quit. Everybody has someone in their life who's trying to quit soda. That's something that we learned. Like everybody has an aunt, an uncle, a brother, a sister who's either addicted to Coke, Diet Pepsi, regular Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, and they all know they shouldn't be, but forever there wasn't a better option. And so those stories we get from people are like just making those. I had my diabetic mom switch over to Olipop from Diet Cola or Diet Coke. We're like, yeah, that's really our reason for being, is to help people make those switches. But there's so many examples of that.
Mm. Yeah, so that's a good question. I mean, Brian, you want to kick it off with some of
Yeah,
the
I
things
mean
that you've done?
yeah, I mean the biggest thing with people is sweets. Like I mean, like sugar is literally more addicting than heroin. On a level, it should be a class one drug, sugar, and it's so hard to wean people off sugar. So it's like, you don't want to pull it off them right away. 'Cause you will have withdrawals if you're a heavy sugar person. You gotta slowly pull them off it, very little at a time, and introduce other stuff that has like a sweeter taste to it. Whether it be like, hey, instead of having five sodas, this week let's do like three sodas and have like a seltzer or something like that. Just slowly kind of, where the seltzer at least has that sweet carbonated taste to it, and slowly start transitioning all that way. Like just so much stuff. I mean, the biggest thing I see with people and why people can't change their body composition, three things basically. One is they don't put enough protein in their body. Two, they put the wrong types and too many carbs in their body, which sugars. And three, they don't eat enough vegetables. So they don't have enough fiber in their body to kind of flush out all the toxins in the body and all the what micronutrients basically do. So those are the three biggest things I see why people can't change their body composition.
Yeah, so for me, I'm a replacement guy. So now my coaching is more on the mindset and helping people overcome things and what have you. So when I'm looking at their lifestyle and what they're putting into their body, and then I see like these red flags, it's like, okay, we're going to take out this week. What are we going to replace it with? Because just from a psychology perspective, people don't ever stop anything. They just replace it with something else. So I'm like,
Right.
okay, I can tell you, hey, we're going to stop.
And are you
some
saying
shit.
like a toxic person are you replacing, or is it more like a food item or something else?
Sometimes it's a food item, other times it's a behavior.
Okay.
Like if they're pumping out, like I work specifically with men. So if I see men are pumping out a lot of knuckle children, aka masturbating a lot, okay, what are we gonna replace this habit with? Like, hey, let's get yourself a book. Like, hey, let's do some push-ups in the morning. Hey, let's do a sun salutation before you go
Got
pop
it.
on some porn. So for me, it's about what am I gonna replace this with? So when you were talking about like, hey, we're not just gonna replace Doritos with kale chips, we're gonna make a better Dorito. And that's
Right.
pretty much how I like to look at it. Like, and Brian, I like what Brian's method is too, and that do the same. Like, hey, how much water are you drinking in a day? I don't. Well, let's start there. Let's start tracking things, because if you're not tracking it, then nothing's happening. So
Can we
for me,
start like a movement of just water and walking? I feel like if more people focused on those two things, the world would
My God.
be in such a better place.
look, I'm
That's
telling
my
Yeah.
you,
mantra.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I'm in because I started like a couple months ago. I started a 3-day water fast at the beginning of every month. It's a game changer. It's a
Sure.
game changer. 3
I,
days.
I am a I'm a
Dude.
big fasting subscriber also. I've done 75 hours was my longest, but if I'm ever
Okay.
feeling sick or I've been on like a travel binge and I've been eating and drinking and 2 days, even a day, even a one full day, which people think is crazy. Like, especially I know it's different for women. I know there's scientific reasons for that, but I just know for me, a fast almost always cures whatever ill I'm suffering.
Yo, he
Absolutely.
made
Three
it
days?
again for the
You do 3 days every month? That's wild.
3 days every month. This is gonna be my third month coming up in August. I'm like, man,
Wow.
it's a game. The first day always sucks. The second day is like I'm very slow, and then the third day I'm like,
I would get
man,
like
this is
high. I
good.
remember there's like a high you feel when you're just
Yes,
like, yeah. It's funny
bro.
because what I would do is I would you'd eat dinner like a Sunday night,
Yep.
and then you
Yeah.
gotta get through dinner. The Monday night you gotta get through dinner. Once you wake
Yep.
up you're on like hour 20. That's when I would start to like feel the crescendo up, and then you got to get through lunch. That's the hard
Yep.
part. And then that afternoon, usually you're like you're kind of getting into what is that, like 36
Yep.
hour? No, sorry, you're just passing
48.
24 hours, and I don't know. You've made it through.
I'm
That's when you're at
48. Yeah,
36,
you
and
going
then you
for through. Yeah.
and then you're flying. And then you're like, oh, I don't need food
Yes.
ever again. And then you're like,
Bro,
how far can I go?
yo, dude, it's crazy. And you hit it right on the head because there is that swing. Like, and that's how I do it. Like on Sunday nights, okay, I'm like, yo, let me get it in real quick. Oh, chunk, have a nice meal. And then it's getting through that swing in the day where I'm like, yo, I know I need to eat something. It's like telling myself, my body's like, no, you need to eat. But I'm like, not hungry though. No, you need to eat. No, I'm gonna just and here's the thing that's crazy. This was cool. I would go for a walk. When I would get hungry, like, hey, I'll be back. I'm going for a walk.
Smart.
Because if I sat, I just get fixated on like, man, yo, cheeseburger would be real good, man. Hey, you know, it's not gonna hurt nothing if I have it at night. I got through 24 hours, but I'm like, nah, dude, I gotta get through that swing. Then once I get through the swing, it's like, oh, okay. I'm like, yo, I see the light, baby. I see the light. And it's freaking
On the
a
rest of the
game
month,
changer,
are you
bro.
doing like all your food in between certain hours, or do you just eat normal 3 meals a day?
No, I'm back. I'm down to I'm down to 2 meals a day. And then I like graze on like some pumpkin seeds. Like I've been eating some fun. I've been like playing with like how I'm eating. So it's like, for example, like a lot of avocados. I got my eggs and I'll have like steaks. And like I'm like playing with that. And then like talk about like prebiotic. I'll get the prebiotic granola, like the Greek yogurt, mangoes, raspberries, and like I'll eat that in like mid-afternoon and whatnot. And then like this, listen, there's some times, man, like, you know what, that burger looks real good. And I'm gonna have that, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna have a cigar every now and then. But like
I
for
know some
me,
people who
especially
are so militant with food, and I'm like, man, I get it, but like every now and then you just need to,
Yeah.
you got to live your life
yeah,
at some
gotta
point too.
live, bro. Gotta live.
Yeah.
And listen, and that's the benefit about fasting too, because we're gonna live life, right? And it's like also for me, I got a family history of heart disease, kidney disease. Like we all on medication. We never talked about fasting and stuff until now. It's like, yo, man, you fasted? Yeah. Let's do it. Beet juice and shit like that. Like what? Like, and I'm a juicer too. So like I like for summers right now, especially. By the way, Brian, my doctor's all amped. I've been drinking this seeded watermelon and beet juice. And with also I put lime in it and a little ginger. And bro, I'm telling you, my doctor's like, your blood pressure is freaking great. I'm like, I know, man. And you know what, man? When it's time to get down to business, that beet juice, boy, makes me vigorous. But we're getting off base, man. So listen, so I want to check back in, come reel it back in a little bit, man, because when we talk about like especially the strategic partnerships that you're doing, and I'm so happy your parents are pushed for this because I'm gonna speak for you, B, but I dig your vibe, bro. I freaking dig your vibe, man. Like, and I appreciate the fact that people like you are in positions like where you are at Olipop to be able to help it grow and get out there. So talk to us before we start wrapping up. Talk to us about like how you approach your role as for growth of the brand, and also what I'm hearing from you is like growth of people education for how they take care of themselves, man. How's that work?
Yeah, and I also am realizing, I guess I never fully explained what Olipop actually is. So for people who don't know what it is, it's a better for you soda. We've kind of pioneered this like modern soda category that there's always been less bad sodas, right? Like diet soda is arguably less bad than regular soda, but there's never been functionally beneficial sodas. So we've kind of called it functional soda, better for you soda, whatever. And the logic basically being that ingredient technology is advanced to a point where you can actually you put soluble fiber into a soda, and we use a combination of fruit juice and natural stevia to sweeten it. And we've now launched almost 20 flavors over the last 7 years that are meant to mirror traditional soda flavors, but with 95% less sugar and a 30 or daily dose of fiber. So we're trying to use soda as a Trojan horse to remove some sugar from the diet, but also to infuse more fiber into the diet. And
Nice.
90% of Americans are fiber deficient. Average American should be getting 28 to 35 grams of fiber based on age and gender, and most get sub 15 grams a day. And so we're, again, best source of fiber comes from fruits and vegetables. We don't disagree with that, but we know there's plenty of people who are not able or don't have access to enough fruits and vegetables or can't afford fruits and vegetables to be eating 30 plus grams of fiber a day. And so we're there meant to be as a supplement to supplement their fiber intake while also hopefully removing a soda or two from their diet, right? So trying to kill two birds with one stone. So that's the story on Olipop. Launched it in California 2018. We're now in 50,000 stores across the country. Every Walmart, Target, Whole Foods, Sprouts, Kroger. Launched at Costco a few months ago. We're launching in the convenience store channel this summer with Circle K and 7-Eleven. And it's been a crazy wild ride. Way faster and larger than I ever could have, than any of us ever could have dreamed of. We've kind of grown faster than like any beverage brand has in the last 20 years.
Beautiful.
And so exciting, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's been a really rewarding journey. And honestly, it's a product that I actually really care about. And I still, 7 years in, I'm still drinking one or two every single day. And I love giving it to people. My neighbors have a 7 and 9-year-old daughters, and like they're obsessed with Olipop now, and they're coming over and grabbing cans. And I love that. I'm like, this is cool. So anyway, I didn't answer your question, but I felt like I needed to get that in there somewhere.
Yo, well, your energy answered the question. Yo, your energy answered the question for sure, bro. Because like your energy was speaking loud and clear. You want to get this out to people, more people. So it's the Trojan horse to help them get more fiber in their diet rather than freaking getting all sugared up, man. Getting all
you guys have any goals going national?
Say it again.
Are you have any goals going international? Overseas?
It cut off, and I was like, "We are national."
Sorry.
Yeah, long term, yes, but just for raw numbers, we're in most of the grocery stores in America, but 30% of sodas sold in convenience and gas stations, and there's about 150,000 of those, and we're only in 15 or 20,000. So there's still a lot of room to run in the U.S. But there's been copycats. I mean, there's about half dozen complete Olipop knockoffs in the UK now. If you go to Whole Foods in London, you'll see. It's a testament to what we've built, to be honest. We kind of created this category out of nothing, and now there's a half a dozen copycats 6,000 miles away. So like, it's pretty cool. And to me, that's a net win for consumers. Like, if people have access to these products and they can replace their sugary drinks with them, that's better for everybody, right? So that's how we think about it.
They say imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
That's right.
Bless up to you, man. Right. Bless up to you. It's interesting. So for people watching, when you see this, grab yourself several, right? Grab several. I'm a big fan of the cream soda. I like the cream soda. I have yet to try the crisp apple though, and I will be going for that. But grab several of these and then give it to a friend, because I did an experiment, right? So I got Olipop at Costco, put it in my fridge. People would come over every now and then, like, "Hey, you want a beverage? Yeah, what do you want? Hey, listen, I got a drink. I want you to give a go." They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, you like cream soda?" I'll give them the options. And it's funny, most people didn't choose grape until I forced it on. That's all I had left. And then, dude, they freaking loved it, because they were like, "What is this?" And I didn't tell them the benefits, like, "Oh yeah, guess what? It's this, ha ha." I was just like, "Yo, man, try this, man. This is soda." I'm like, and I was giving the story, like, "Yo, I'm trying to cut down on sugar, blah blah blah." And they're like, "Yo, this is delicious." And I tell them the story, and they're like, "Are you serious?" That would be the common response, right? So
you're actually describing my daily marketing problem, which is people see it. They don't always know what it is. They need someone to explain it to them. It's not that they don't know what it is, but they, generally speaking, mainstream consumers are distrustful of like new products or things that they don't recognize, right? So people, or they assume it's a sparkling water or kombucha. They see the gut health. They're like, "What is this thing?" And then somebody inevitably tells them about it or recommends it to them, or they see an influencer or something. And then they try it, and then they're hooked. We have like an 8 in 10 conversion on people who try it, who buy it, which is really high for consumer products. So like, we know we have a great product. We just have more work to do in educating people what it is and where to find it and what the difference is. There's a lot of brands now, and there's probably 30 better for you sodas. Plus, literally, Pepsi announced this week they're launching a prebiotic soda. So like, it's just nonstop competition. But like, what you're describing is literally what I deal with every day. Is like, how do I educate people about what this thing actually is and tell them that it tastes good, right? People inherently distrust low sugar drinks because most of them don't taste good. And so that's literally like my job, is trying to tell people that it tastes good.
Dude, man, just pour it in a glass. Be like, yo, try this, man. Yo, do you like root beer? Try it. They be like, this is delicious. Yeah, I know. Guess what? You know what I mean? So here's the thing, right? And I'm gonna speak it because it's a concern I have with every company that I find that is really, I really think is doing positive work, right? And I always get concerned that companies that are out here doing the right thing will sell out, right? And I've seen some companies do that. And the question as we wrap up, I'm curious for you, like what especially like getting your vibe. I don't see that happening, but what are the things that you as a brand and as growth see that keep you authentic to what the goal and the mission is going forward?
Well, the direct answer to your question is brands, when you're saying they metaphorically sell out, they generally are financially selling out to a larger competitor who wants to inherently come in and juice their profit margins and make the ingredients worse, right? So like
Yes.
I think people use the
Yes.
term sellout. Our biggest competitor got purchased by Pepsi a few months ago. And so what will they do with the formula? Like it's a good question. And it's tricky because there are companies and founders of companies who, when they sell, they try to bake these provisions in that prevent that from happening. But like
Got it. Okay.
ultimately, when you get into this big system, I would hope that like they see the value of our formula and everything we've built around the science. We have a unique prebiotic formula that we have built over the years that is the kind of functional blend that makes Olipop work. And when people are like, "Oh
Mm,
my god, I was constipated and Olipop," like, or I was having gut problems and Olipop, like we hear those stories a lot, and like there's an actual reason because we've done research around our ingredients and how they work together and what they do in your gut. And that's really important to us. And like I would hope that an acquirer would understand that that is sort of one of our moats and why people are drawn to the product because it actually helps them. Could they
yeah.
come in and remove all of that? Then we'd just be another diet soda, which I don't think would be differentiated. So again, all of that is to say, like, we have to keep building this brand and we have to keep educating people. And the more consumer pull there is for what we're doing, the less likely that would be for someone to come in and muck around with it. And what's interesting is Olipop's
Good
actually
point.
profitable. Most
Mm,
beverage brands at our size are not profitable, and so they sell and then they acquire to come in and like change the formula to make them profitable. And we've built this in such a way that it actually is profitable now, so we're hoping that when and if we do get acquired, um, that they won't need to change it because it's already at a profitable level. They'll just want to continue scaling that, and so that's our hope.
dude. That's a great point, and thank you for that, man. Because you helped me recognize my language. I get to be more specific because sellout is not really what it is. It's like it's a business, and I appreciate what you say because especially like looking at it from a profitable standpoint, if business is buying it, there's no need to change it if it's profitable. You know what I mean? Like, why would you? Uh,
Yeah,
but man,
hopefully,
this
yeah.
hopefully right. But man, this was B. Any last question, man? Because I'm freaking amped, man. This is
Yeah.
freaking cool. Yeah.
I mean, it's like as like I mean, my wife and I we read labels all the time, and it's like even if it's like organic and like Pepsi made it or Coca Cola made it, I will not buy it because
I
I
mean,
just don't trust
look
it.
at the top selling protein shake in
Yeah.
America is Fairlife's Core Power line. It's crushing
Mhm.
it. It's all over the news. No one can keep it in stock. It's got 26 grams of protein. The label looks great. Turn it over. It's got sucralose and Ace K in it. It's like they have convinced people this stuff's healthy, and influencers have convinced people that it's healthy. And like, it's got two of the worst artificial sweeteners you can put in your body. And it's like, I feel bad for people because people
They don't
don't
know how to
know
read
that.
labels.
They see the protein and they see no added sugar, and they're like, great. And they've got two of the worst chemical sweeteners in it that you can ingest.
Paul
So,
and I, we've had this conversation in the past. Like we try to tell people, like, listen, man, like look on the back of, just like you said, look on the back of the protein bottle. Look up sucralose, put sucralose in the Google and put side effects and read the first three things it's going to call us. If you don't understand what an ingredients, put the ingredient in there and what are the side effects. And if you still want to put that shit in your system, which I doubt you will, that's up to you. At least you
I
become an
mean,
educated. But
even easier now, you can take
Yeah.
a picture of the whole ingredient label and put it in ChatGPT and say, tell me what I need to know and what I need to look out for here. And
how
it'll
Bruh.
tell
long
you.
if I keep eating this? Even like I was like Coca Cola, like they do the Dasani water. dude, it has sodium in it. Like, how the f you put sodium and how do you get sodium in water? Like, it's just like, it's just like
Great
oh
question.
man. Like, I don't eat anything from big name products like Nabisco or Kellogg's or anything like that.
I
It just
think the
they're
stat is there
Yeah.
are 12 companies in America who own 770 brands,
it's like
which is
80% of the
crazy.
food supply. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
What?
mean, like Unilever and Kraft Heinz both own, I want to say like upwards of 100 brands. It's crazy. It really is crazy. And there, again, this is like not to be like this. I don't want to go down this rabbit hole too far,
Mhm.
but like these are public companies who have shareholders they need to make happy, and like they make decisions on short timelines that make shareholders happy at the expense of the American people, to be
Mhm.
honest. And I got to get into politics and yada yada yada, but like I do. There's elements of this like Maha movement that I agree with, and there's definitely some that I don't. But like broadly speaking, what they're doing around trying to get brands, the big companies, to remove cane sugar and artificial sweeteners and artificial colors,
Mhm.
especially from children's products, like good. Thank
Yeah,
you. Probably should have happened a
definitely
long time ago. But
about time. You know, it's about time.
Oh, man,
Cancer
man.
rates are going up, autism is going up, and all just like yeah, again, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but like it's obviously the food that we're putting in the body and then stuff in the environment that's causing this. We didn't have this issue 100 years ago. Just you
fertility
got to
rates
eat
down, everything. Yeah.
everything.
It's crazy, man.
That's
Man,
the next episode.
yeah, exactly. Hey, man, before we wrap, man, Steven, what can we do to support you as a person and you as a brand, man?
I mean, honestly, what you're doing, like, give it to people when they're over, tell them about it. Like, Olipop is such a word of mouth brand, and it's such a thing that people like to talk about because they are so fascinated when they realize it exists. And
Yeah.
people, I know it feels like a lot of people know Olipop. We're a pretty big brand. We do hundreds of millions in sales this year. We're a competitor, ran a Super Bowl spot last year, but like, I travel the country a lot. I'm in all these like random pockets of America, and like people who aren't really paying attention to stuff, they don't know who we are yet. Like
Yeah.
we're still kind of sub 50% of Americans have ever even heard of the product. So it's like we got a lot of room to run. We got a lot of people we got to educate, and we know we've got a great product that actually does something positive for you, which is a good thing. And I think we're building the business the right way. How we kind of manage our employees and the perks we offer internally. It's all very pro mental health, pro physical health, and we're trying to like
Nice.
rethink how a corporation can run because it doesn't have to be all big and evil, right? There's a better way to do things now. So,
Mm.
yeah, tell your friends, tell your family. Everybody, I said this earlier, everybody knows somebody who's trying to quit soda. So just let them know Olipop exists.
Nice. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Steven, thank you so much for being on here
Yeah.
with us, giving us your time, man, and your attention. We appreciate you. For those watching, thank you for giving us your time and attention. We truly appreciate you. And hey, listen, you got a friend that's looking to quit soda. You know what to do. Get that cat of Olipop, and listen, you got some cats that are looking to be an advocate for their health. You know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. Bless up to you all. B.
We did it.
We did it, bro. Another episode, babe. We coming back for another century. And babe, listen, be on the lookout for the book coming out. Health, healing, hustle, and higher
Oh my God.
learning.
This guy.
Listen, I'm
Come
in
on.
the editing phase, man. Give me a break, bro. Give me a break. All right, so listen, everybody, thank you so much. Until next time, we're out of here. Peace.
Peace.